Yeah, I don't know. I always found the interdimensional kind of cryptos, I don't know, the most interesting. Which is, one of the reasons why I wanted to talk with you today was about the Mothman because I mean, as far as cryptids that are of the 20th century, the Mothman just stands out as the most infamous and I mean the most recognizable pop culture wise.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that has really been going on for a long time, but because of the Point Pleasant incidents back in '66 and '67,
Hmm.
it just became more pronounced. And the fact that there was a tragedy that occurred uh, during the same time these sightings just tended to spur the interest somewhat, a bit more, especially since 46 people lost their lives during that
Right,
bridge collapse.
right.
I don't really buy into the harbinger theory. I never really have. I think the Mothman, as well as some of these other winged humanoids, are either summoned beings or they're able to come in and out of different dimensions through a portal or some type of rift, you know, in the fabric of time. And I do believe they're from another reality. I don't think they stay around that long.
Hmm.
So of course, the only thing we can go by is the sightings that people give to us, and we have had sightings of these things just suddenly showing up, and we have also had sightings where people state that they see these things suddenly disappear, like they're going through an invisible doorway of some type.
Really? Now,
Mm-hmm.
now let me ask you: is there any incidences or sightings of anything specifically in the kind of pattern of Mothman prior to the Point Pleasant incidents?
Oh, there have been instances of people seeing wing-like humanoids. As you go back further and further, it's either part of some type of Native American lore, First Nations lore, or what people will call an angel.
Right.
That, and back then it was, they always tried to associate with something either religious or something part of their culture. So, I'm quite sure there were many more being seen back there. I just don't think it's a 20th, 21st century phenomena.
Right, right, right. Well, I mean, I could also see it, I mean, just through that kind of lens back then. People were so religiously focused and, faith centric in their perception of things, back in the Middle Ages or whatever. They're going to automatically associate whatever phenomenon they're seeing, through that religious lens. So I'm wondering if, even these angel sightings back in the day, if they, um, I don't know. I mean, angels are always coming bringing prophecy, right? So even just through our modern lens, we're when the Point Place incidents happened, like people associated it with the tragedy that was happening. And the first sighting was in November '66, correct? That was like a year before the bridge collapse.
Yeah, it was about a year between the first sighting and the bridge collapse.
So for those who don't or aren't familiar with the Silver Bridge collapse in Point Pleasant, can you give us a rundown on just that whole strand of sightings and how it all played out?
Well, in late '66, there was a particular area called the West Virginia Ordnance Works, or what people refer to as a TNT plant. And it was kind of a teenager, young adult hangout area. And this being that what people called the Mothman, with these large red eyes and these moth-like wings, and somewhat aggressive, was being seen. This thing was basically chasing cars down the road leading from the TNT plant, and as well, there were other sightings in areas in and around Point Pleasant. A few sightings across the river in Ohio. So this all happened for about a year. Out of all the sightings that I have looked into, I believe there were probably 30 to 35 that had some credibility to them.
Right.
So, of course, getting near the holiday season in 1967, the uh, the bridge, the Silver Bridge that spanned across the Ohio River between Point Pleasant and Ohio, had a lot of traffic on it one night, and it just suddenly collapsed, and 46 people plunged to their death. And after it was investigated, it was discovered that there were some structure problems on the bridge. Now, someone stated that they had seen this Mothman fly above the bridge not long before the actual collapse,
Mm-hmm.
which is all anecdotal evidence. So, and actually, this being a small town with that many people dying, I believe that people were just trying to find an excuse as to why this happened.
Right. Right.
That does happen a lot when there's tragedy. So, of course, John Keel wrote about the phenomenon. He had been investigating it. Plus, there was other stuff going on too. The Men in Black. There were UFO sightings, a lot of paranormal activity.
Hmm.
So yeah, it kind of all tied in together. So that harbinger or portent of doom theory kind of stuck with it.
Yeah, well, I mean that's like the first time, I guess you could say that a modern consciousness was able to attach itself to something with a lot of validity, like as it relates to like a winged humanoid, because I mean you had that many different cases. So let me ask you, as far as Keel went, was there that much of a direct correlation that was portrayed in the movie, or was that just him trying to sell books?
Oh, I don't know. I can't speak for him. I of course he was a journalist,
Right.
and he may have embellished on some of the story. I can't really say. The movie itself, it followed the book to a degree, but I mean there was a lot of different stuff added to that movie as opposed to what Keel reported.
Yeah.
Though some of the strange activity was reported, so you know, the movie itself kind of brought the tale of the Mothman out there for the general public, even though it was known, it wasn't widely known.